So I talk about the onion in two different ways. One, I call this the part with the hair. So these are the hairs right here. You want to start out by cutting the opposite end. So don't cut the end with the hairs. Cut this end, and you're making a stand. So you want to cut this piece off right here, and you now have a stand for your onion. And what this is going to do is help us peel it. Peeling the onion should be easy too. So you have a stand right here, and you have the part with your hairs. So you want to cut right down the middle where you have your hairs. All right. So we just cut the onion, and watch how easy it is to peel. Peeling the onion should be easy too. So if you ever have a hard time peeling the onion, that means that you did something wrong. Just peel the onion like that. Comes right off. And the key to doing this is you want to, we're going to dice the onion, and you want to start out, and you got to be very careful. One very important thing to remember is that you always want to look directly at your onion. If you ever look away, that's when you're going to hurt yourself. So look at your onion, always pay attention to what you're doing. I like to do like this, use my knuckles and press down on the onion to hold it firm. And I cut a couple times like so. Cut into it that way. And I cut right here. So you're going parallel to the cutting board. So I cut into it a couple different ways like that. Now you want to turn it towards you. And I like to hold the knife like this right here. One mistake people make is that when they cut, they just go straight down, and then that's how you hurt yourself. Always when you cut, try to slice. Think about it like slicing. And when you have a sharp knife, it's gonna slice right through. And what you wanna do is avoid cutting through the hairs, because the hairs are what's holding the onion together. I like to move my fingers out of the way when I get to this other side of the onion. So the next thing you wanna do is basically, watch how clean this dice comes out. And remember, we don't cut, like you wanna hold it together like this with your fingers, and we do not cut straight down. A lot of people do that, and that's the worst. You gotta work a lot harder. It's hard on your knife. You don't do that. When you cut, you wanna cut in like that. Cut into it, let this part of the knife do the work. It's kind of like when you're diving into a pool for a swim meet. You don't just, plop, you don't belly flop into the water. You come into the water like that, you dive in. So that's how you cut. So you start right here, and just dice. Still holding it together. If you watch my fingers, I'm holding the onion together still. And that's pretty much how you dice your onion. Keep all of your pieces clean, and I'm not crying at all. You'll cry whenever you start. So at this point, I hold it by the hairs. So we kept the hairs where they were. And the good part is that you don't really waste a whole lot of onion either. So I'm gonna continue to dice, and this is how much onion I'm throwing away. You have a decent dice right here, not crying. A lot of times people continue to cut. They don't do it the way I showed, and you'll have people continuing to cut like this, and that's where you start crying. That's where your onions are just, you're cutting through them. It's not a clean dice, and you start, that's when you cry. So if you do it this way, you will not cry. And so this is one way to do it. That's if you want to dice. If you want to slice your onion, you can do like this. So we're just gonna pull the peel off. Yeah, easy that is to come off. So the other way to do it is you can just slice your onion like this. We're not gonna do this cut, we're not gonna do that cut. You just basically go here, here. That's another way to do it where you will not cry. And this all really boils down to having a sharp knife. And remember, you don't cut. A lot of people make that mistake of cutting down, you're fighting the knife and everything. Let the knife do the work and come in at an angle like this right here. You start here and you slide the knife in. And that's gonna work with a sharp knife. You do not want to be working with a dull knife. That's it.